Hey everyone, my name's Naomi and welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my first YouTube video, and if you know me, you've known that I've been saying I'm going to start a YouTube channel for literal years. So I'm finally starting, and I thought a great video to start for my channel would be answering questions about modeling. So if you don't know me, if you do know me, you might not know, I do model. So I'm actually in school full time. I go to the Ohio State University, but I also model part-time in some areas. So yeah, today I just want to answer questions that I get a lot about modeling. Sorry, my hand just made this noise. If you heard that, it wasn't anything else to my body. But answer questions about, modeling. But I'm also going to be doing a get ready with me, just so I'm not just sitting here talking to the camera, because I'll start rambling, and I'm probably still going to ramble on this video, so sorry. But yes, so hopefully it's super informational. A little bit more information about me. So I have two agencies. I have a mother agency in Indianapolis, Indiana, and then a placement agency in Chicago. So my mother agent is LModelz, and my placement agency is LModelz. And I started in 2016 professionally. And so since then, I've been able to work with a lot of cool clients, like Kohl's, Sears, Finish Line, Foot Locker, JV Sport. I was in London. I went to London to model for ASOS, which is really cool. Yeah, just like some other places. So I just want to share my expertise with you guys today about that, and also just get to know me. So let's get started. Okay, so one of the main questions that I was asked was how I got started. So I'm from Dayton, Ohio, and well, first of all, I've always liked acting, singing, modeling, all that stuff. So I've always wanted to work in the industry since I was really young. But so I'm from Dayton, and there was a stylist in Dayton who went to my church actually. And so she wanted me to model for, it was actually a fashion show in Dayton. So I just agreed. And from there I met other designers and stylists in Dayton. And I started working with a lot of them, doing photo shoots and runway shows and things like that. So that's what made me super interested. Okay, I actually want to try to pursue this as a career, because before it was just that seems like it'd be fun, but I'll probably do something else in life. But I realized I wanted to come or start trying to do it as a career. So then I started researching agencies. I looked online YouTube videos. I used to look at success stories of other models and stuff like that to figure out. And one of the main things was finding an agency, because that's how brands book models. It's rarely found on I mean, sometimes on social media nowadays especially, but they normally go through agencies and book models. So I just started looking up local agencies, and this other girl I know in Dayton was modeling. So I looked into her agency, applied online, and then I got sorry, there's something in my eye. Okay, sorry. And then so I got a call back from them, went to that open call, and from there I got signed. It's called LModelz in Indianapolis. And so if you're in Dayton, you know Indiana's really close. So it was an hour and a half drive every time I went there. But yeah, from there I got some small local Indiana clients, and then it's called a mother agency too. And so the goal of a mother agency is supposed to help you get signed to bigger markets. So Miami, LA, New York, Chicago, and then even overseas too. So after about a year of being with my mother agency, an agency in Chicago reached out to her, and then I got signed to them in 2017. So I got signed to my mother agency in 2016, and then 2017 I got my placement agency. And from there they started booking me bigger clients and stuff like that I do now. So yeah, that's how I got started. The goal like soon is to like get more placement agencies so then I can get more clients, because like brands like shoot based on like the region that they're in. So yeah, just getting more agencies will help work with more brands. So yeah, that's how I got started. It's been a long journey. Like, it's 2020 and I'm still like working at it, so it takes a while sometimes. And then one of the other questions that I got was, how do I get agencies interested in me? And I thought that was a good question. So really, I would just say working on your social media, because right now, like, modeling is kind of like all social media. So like if I go to a casting, they'll ask what's my Instagram, and like my Instagram's not big right now. I need to like really grow it, but like I kind of don't feel like it. And like, I don't know, like I've been on Instagram for how long? I just like don't know how to grow it, but like, so working on your Instagram, and your Instagram is kind of like your portfolio. So like a lot of people ask questions about like portfolios and stuff like that and how to work on them. And like now your Instagram is kind of your portfolio. So I would just say work on your Instagram, practice taking pictures, because like that's what you're going to be doing all the time. So yeah, practicing taking pictures, and then researching kind of like the models that like because like the industry is getting so like much more inclusive, so like researching what type of models like different brands use, like commercial modeling, editorial modeling, like high fashion, like, so I would just say that agents are really interested in knowing that you know the market, you know what you're doing, and you know what you want to do, like what path that you want to go in. They'll definitely like to hear it. They might think of something completely different for you, because I thought I wanted to do like high fashion editorial stuff, but like I've learned like since that's kind of not me, like at least yet, because I look so young for sure. But so yeah, I would just say like working on your Instagram, that would definitely help like raising your following. I mean, at the end of the day, if they want to work with you, they'll work with you, but like if you could like get your Instagram up, start working with like local photographers and stuff like that, that'll definitely help, because you'll be more comfortable in front of the camera anyway. So another question was, okay, yeah, like what should my portfolio look like? Well, I'm gonna try to like attach it in here. Like if you go to agencies' websites, sorry, it's like hard to do my makeup and talk. But if you go to agencies' websites, they don't even like want you to submit a portfolio. They want you to submit pictures, like, and like I'll add like what digitals look like in there. And I think I have some of mine like that might be cute, but I don't know. Sometimes I butcher digitals. But so they really just want like digitals of you. They want to see like a plain like blank canvas, because then they can see like what they could do with you and like what clients could do with you. And so you really don't even need to have a portfolio before you submit to agencies, because they're not even going to ask to see it unless they invite you to an open call. So I wouldn't even focus on like building your portfolio unless you don't feel comfortable in front of the camera yet and you just like want to like practice it, which I would like suggest everyone tries to do. But don't be so focused on paying a bunch of photographers and stuff like that, because you could easily just do it on your phone, like just taking pictures of yourself, videos, like seeing how you look and move in front of the camera. So I would say that's more important than like spending a ton of money like working with photographers and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, they're not even going to ask to see a portfolio from you. They're just going to ask for like blank pictures of you. Don't focus too much on a portfolio unless, well, at least putting one together. I'd say shoot if you like need practice shooting, but don't stress about like having prints and stuff like that to put into a book, because that's not necessary. Another question was, is it hard to get started? I wouldn't say it's hard to get started. I would just say it's hard, like it can kind of be discouraging, because like, you know, with a lot of other jobs, like once you're hired for a job, like, so I would say like getting like signed to like an agency, sorry, this like chair is squeaking. Once you like get signed to an agency, that's kind of like you getting hired like as an employee somewhere. Hold on, I forgot to grab something. But so yeah, like right when you get hired, you like instantly get like the benefits of being like hired by the company. But that's like not always the case in modeling. Like, so like I was signed for like a year before I started, like before I got signed to my placement agency, and that's like the agency that started to get me like Okay, sorry. It started to get me like the work. So it like takes a while for the results to happen, but I wouldn't say it's hard to get started because a lot of local agencies take a lot of local models and help brand them and build them up into like models who are ready for like bigger jobs. So I wouldn't worry too much about like getting started. It's just about like staying committed once you started, because you might not get like what you want. Like, and that's kind of what I thought when I got signed. Like when I first got signed, like right out of high school, I was like, oh, okay, I'm about to like be on Vogue, like cute. And like, no, it's definitely not like that. So yeah, it's just all about building your Instagram if you can, submitting to agencies, practicing wherever you can. Like, you don't have to like fly to like New York to, actually I shouldn't have done this. I guess I have to like commit to it. But yeah, I shouldn't have tried to contour my nose because I don't know how to do it yet. So yeah, whatever. Flying to like a different city or something like that, because it's really easy to get started anywhere. Another question was, where do you start looking for trustworthy agencies? I feel like, so like I said, like I have a mother agent and that's in Indiana. So like you can like find mother agents in any like small city, and like you might not start getting like huge jobs, but like you could at least like start practicing modeling and like start working with like, sorry, I'm like, no, I can't do my eyebrows and talk. I'm just gonna do my eyebrows for a second and then come back to this. Okay, so I had to pause the video to do my brows because I know I just like cannot do it on video. But so I was talking about trustworthy agencies. So there's like always like for the most part going to be an agency in like a like big, like it's like small city but like kind of big city. So like I would just look for like mother agencies in your area if you're not in like a big city. And so like they're supposed to, and look for like notable ones. So like check their Instagram, see how many models that they have like placed into bigger agencies, because that's what like the mother agent would be doing. So like see if they have like a lot of models that are working like outside of like the area. And that'll just like prove that the agent is doing their job. They're not just like gonna, because it is an investment to like start modeling because you have to pay photographers and different stuff like that. But if you see that those models are like working in different areas and stuff like that, then that can kind of like prove that it's a trustworthy agency and they're not just gonna be like taking your money and then like nothing happens with your career. So yeah, I would just look at their Instagrams, because then you can see like where the models are signed and like where like their models are working and different things like that. And sometimes they might not be close to you. Like I said, like they'll have some in like those like small like big cities, but like I know, like, so I live in Ohio, in Columbus, and there's like a lot of agencies. Where's this daggone brush? Yeah, like they have like a lot of like mother agents, but just look at the work that their models are doing. And if it's only one or two models, like I'm not saying that's not a good thing. It's just like they might not be the best at placing models, or they might not have the connections that they need to place models. So yeah, just try. And so it might not be directly in your area. Like I said, I went from Dayton to Indiana, and it was like almost a 2-hour drive sometimes, but it was definitely worth it because like it helped me get the connections that I needed. So yeah, just look locally in your community. If you are looking in bigger cities, then you'll know that there's probably going to be like the Fords, the Willaminas, and also just because it has a big name doesn't mean that it's necessarily good. So like my agency that I'm with in Chicago, it's kind of like a smaller agency, not necessarily boutique, but it's like a smaller agency, but my agents came from those big agencies and just started their own. So they have all the connections that those bigger agents had, and so they're getting like their models work. So it's good. Another question was, have I ever thought about acting? And I have. So I said like a little earlier, like I've always been interested in like kind of like the arts. My mom's a gospel singer, so I've like grown up like, you know, I used to be on her little music videos and stuff. So like and then I was like, I love watching TV. So yeah, I've always wanted to act too, and hopefully that takes off. And modeling is like an easy industry to like transfer, or yeah, it's easy to transfer from modeling to acting. I would always just be prepared for both, because there will be points sometimes where your agent's like, hey, have you ever thought about acting? Like, you should go to this. So yeah, I have, and I feel like everyone should try it. If they're interested in modeling, at least give it a try at acting, because it's really easy to transition. Another question was, how do you decide between a commercial and a runway agency? So right now, I feel like a lot of agencies do everything. They do a little bit of everything. Maybe not a ton of runway in like smaller markets. Like, I mean, Chicago, there is runway, but like there's not like whole runway divisions usually, like unless it's like a big agency. So I don't know what's going on with this. Like, I think I probably have glue in my lashes from going out. But so yeah, I feel like you don't really have to choose, because if your agency likes you for one thing, they could easily like mold you into doing something else. Sorry, I'm about to get really frustrated because this is really annoying. Okay, so I just got done with my makeup. I ended up putting on lashes because I was like kind of ugly, so I had to put on lashes. They're really natural though, so they're not super dramatic. But okay, so I hope the video helped and it was pretty informational for you guys. But overall, I would just say, if you're interested in I need to stop moving because it's your lip skiing. But if you're interested in getting started in modeling, I would just say start practicing now. Get in front of the camera, whether it's your own personal camera or hiring a professional photographer. I feel like either way, you'll still be getting the practice that you need. And if you do it on your phone, you don't have to spend the money for a photographer. So yeah, start getting in front of the camera. Don't be too focused on starting a portfolio. A lot of agencies aren't looking for that when they're looking for models, because they're gonna change it anyway. So like, you might have like really great pictures, but they're gonna be trying to mold you into what they think that you should be as a model. So you don't need to spend all that money on getting images done, starting a portfolio, because it might completely change and then you're just like out of money. But start looking at agencies, whether they be local or the big agencies. Like, go big or go home. If they like you, then that's great. But if not, then you can always sign to another agent who's gonna like help you get placed to those agents. So yeah, start looking at agencies. That's how the brands are gonna book you. They're gonna find you, unless you're like Instagram famous, which is also another possibility as well. So work on your Instagram too, if that's an option for you. Or just, yeah, start looking at agencies and help get clients through that. But yeah, I feel like the best advice I can give overall though is just stay committed to it. Like, once you're starting, it can be discouraging, and you might want to give up 1,000 times just because it might not be the results that you want right away. It's definitely worth it if you stay in it and you listen to your agents and all the critiques that they give you, because eventually you will get those big clients and it'll be so worth it, and you'll see those checks and you're like, yay, like this is what I wanted. So yeah, never get discouraged and just keep trying at it, and eventually, if it's for you, if it's in God's plans for you, sorry, I'm really religious, so I'm gonna talk about God a lot, but if it's in God's plans for you, it will happen and you will be happy and life will be good. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and like, comment, and also subscribe to my channel. And I'm also gonna put my Instagram and Twitter in the description, so you can always hit me up that way. Follow me on there as well. Yeah, so I'll keep posting videos like this, I think, as well as like some personal videos. And I also want to try possibly doing like vlogs at shoots and stuff like that, like wherever they would let me, because sometimes they'd be like no phones and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and continue to support my channel. Thank you.